Well, I'm on the farm today, and with the slip clutch fixed on the old Hardy bush hog, heading up on the hill to do a little autumn olive mowing. And my brother's up there. Might see him in the distance. I'm not sure he wants to be on a video. I don't know why. So everything you see mowed, it doesn't look like a bunch of autumn olives sticking up, has been mowed. And you can see from some of my other videos what that looks like. I haven't seen what my brother's cut. He's been up here a couple of times. I have not been back on this hill since my slip clutch went bad. But I'm gonna find out. I've made my first pass down through there. My brother's way on the other end. I probably won't get him on video, but this is certainly doable with there you can see him out there. You might be able to see a green John Deere tractor. He's got his own machine. But this is certainly doable with a 5. He's got a 6-foot bush hog. A 15-foot bat wing on the Massey 1105 would be sweet. And one of these days, now let me keep going. This is 1 year's growth. 1 year. It's crazy. Now the reason I'm kind of zigzagging down in here is I like to make big long straights to the extent I can. And then in the corners and where it drops off. Where it drops off real steep, I'll kind of get that a little bit at a time. But I want to make long straight runs, and that's kind of what I'm up to. But you can see what a thick mess this is. But when I get done, you can also see what a great hayfield it'll be. Hopefully one of these days. I'll come back. Now, it's kind of tough going down through the middle of all that crap. But once I get one pass, then I can kind of go in circles, and then I don't quite take a full cut. And that's part of what slows it down. I've only got a 5-foot mower here, so I might be taking a 4-foot cut. That's the high ground right there where we do our hay. We're mowing right next to it. And again, when I was a boy, this all was pasture, and it was the cattle kept it mowed down like a golf course. I'm hoping I can make a hay field out of it one of these days. I think I can. Now you can kind of see I got me a path cleared. Now I can kind of come down without taking a total full cut. Makes things a lot easier on the tractor and the bush hog. Now one of the things I do not do is I don't sharpen the blades on this bush hog. For one thing, it makes for a nice stop to take out a tire. We also mow high so that we're pushing the stub over instead of running over the top of it. But if you can shatter the stump of these brush, it goes a long way towards killing them. You wouldn't know it by looking, but it does. So there's a little reason why I don't keep a super sharp blade on this bush hog. I don't know if you can see him, the green tractor down there. That's my brother going at it. People say, you know, you shouldn't run your, it's kind of abusive doing this with your old Massey Ferguson, but this thing's been doing it, pulling this kind of chore for years and years. And it's not my favorite thing, but this is what we got. This is what we got to work with. And I'm hoping I get my big sprayer up in here with some, I believe triclopor is what I would want to use to knock out this woody stuff. But if I could get a bat wing in here, I think I could do it without any chemicals. I think with a bat wing this would go really fast. 15 foot. This would go really fast. And that's my ultimate goal. One thing I've never grown on this farm is alfalfa. With clover, red clover especially, has been a big part of our hay fields. And one time there was some crown vetch on this farm. But the thought has crossed my mind, if I could, to plant Roundup Ready alfalfa. There's such a seed bed in here from all these autumn olives. I just hate to get Roundup going in a big way. I'm not opposed to Roundup, but I just don't want to see a bunch of Roundup resistance get started on this farm. I'd like to leave it in a better place than when I found it. But I'd say several years with Roundup Ready alfalfa would leave me with a, you know, pretty nice weed-free field for the next crop of hay. And who knows, maybe the alfalfa might last a really long time. Making some progress. People talk about these Internationals and Alice Chandlers, John Deere tractors. Being tough as nails, and I like them all, and I think they are, but this Model 50 Massey Ferguson has just been unbelievable, unbelievably reliable and tough on this farm. Like I say, you know, between my brother's bush hog and this one, it's 11 feet. His is 6 foot, mine's 5 foot. But if we could get another tractor in here, one of my boys mowing, we got another bush hog. We have another bush hog. It's a relic. But that would give us 16 feet. The problem is we don't really coordinate. We just come up here and mow as we have time. So I didn't know my brother was going to be up here. I saw his truck, and I planned on mowing anyway. So we're making pretty good progress on what we're doing right now. You can see we've kind of opened up quite a bit in here, and again, every year we mow this, and like I said, if we got a third tractor in here, we'd have a poor man's 15-foot bat wing. But the problem is everybody's got their own schedules, and you know, it might take me a month to get in here in the summer. It might take my brother a little less or a little more. And but again, not to drone on about the 15-foot bat wing, but if we had one, put it on that Massey 1105, there's a lot I could do by myself, and probably get there. So let me keep going. All right, so I'm moving out of the field that we were just in, and moving down here. These are other potential fields that we would make hay on, and I'm gonna mow a little bit. It's gonna get dark here in a little bit, but I'll keep you with me as long as I can. Once I get to the bottom, I'll come back and show you what I'm talking about. And I've picked up my speed a little bit. The goal here is not to have a manicured field, but just keep everything knocked down. And I believe we bush hogged this last fall, so it's not quite as heavy as it was up there on top of that hill. And so I'm gonna try to make a little better time in the lighter cut. And I won't dive down in the sharp corners. I'll come back and trim those up later. The goal is to get the tractor over as much ground as possible in the time that I have. And then we'll go up in there too later. But right now I want to knock out this spot. One thing about these fields in here, there's still stumps where we had it clear cut years ago, and that makes it difficult to bring your hay equipment in here. But as time goes on, we'll deal with the stumps one thing at a time. Alright, so we got it. My brother, he's done for the day. He's leaving with his tractor. We got this little spot knocked out, and got a little more daylight left, so I'm going to start on this area right in here. Really, I'm going to be doing this flat out to the woods and back, and see what I can get knocked out. I'll come back. A lot of trees down in these woods. We never have to cut a green tree. And there's one of the rock piles. My great-grandfather would plow these fields with a horse, and those are the rocks that came out of it. And there's several piles. If you look at some other videos, you'll see them. There's a tree stand or deer stand of one of my boys. It had a near miss with a tree, and another big tree there that fell in. Kind of blocked the road back over that way. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get. The dark's going to move in here pretty quick, but I'll get as much as I can. Something is better than nothing. Come out here, you kind of see what we just got through mowing. And like I say, eventually I'd like to make all this hay fields. This was pasture when I was a boy and we had cattle on it. Back along that tree line are some remnants of an old split rail fence. If you watch some of my older videos, you'll probably see me talking about them. I'll come back. Alright, so I'm gonna wind this video down, and I still got a bit to cut over here. I'll keep at it, but I'm about to run out of daylight. But you know, this will be a nice hay field if I can get it done. But like I say, we still got some stumps to deal with. They're kind of rotting out, and we got plenty of fish to fry. We'll get in here one of these days, I guess, with some hay equipment, and but for now we're just trying to keep it from growing back into a jungle. And so I'm gonna try to finish this off before it gets dark, and then next time we'll be up in that area. There's a field back over behind those woods, and there's more back across the other side where we've been. It's kind of hard to describe from here, but plenty of acreage up here to make hay on that used to be pasture. We just got to take it back, and right now what we're trying to do is just keep it from growing, you know, into some pines, because that's what it was. It kind of grew up, and there were reasons for that. And but a number of years ago we had it clear cut, and it's just kind of an annual thing coming in here, sometimes twice a year. Sometimes we'll get it in the fall, but just trying to keep it from growing up. And 1962 year model Massey Ferguson 50 diesel. It's got a Perkins engine. I think it's 152 is the cubic inch. The Hardy 5-foot bush hog got a slip clutch on there that doesn't wobble anymore. And knock on wood, life is good. We'll talk to you later.